So in last night's data download, we did get the banner image for the new Saiyan Day character. This is going to be a transforming Super Saiyan Vegeta from the Android Cell Saga, and we got a bunch of these characters here shown that will be on his banner because his banner will have an animated art, right? Whenever there's like an animated art, they end up being in the data download, and we are able to see what the banners are. So that's good, right? And then this banner does come out in 3 days still. I mean, we can take a look here quickly at the schedule, but we could see that in 2 days and 12 hours actually. But I'm going to put this video up instantly. So basically 2 days and 12 hours from this video goes live will be when like the King Vegeta and the Transforming Vegeta will release, which will also coincide with the banner. 3:18 p.m. Pacific time, no, 3:18 p.m. Japan time, my bad, and then it says 11:18 Pacific time on the 17th, but for most of the world, it's going to be the 18th, right? Now we're going to talk about all these units here that are on the banner and whether or not you should summon. Once we go ahead and talk about them all, we'll tally up whether I think, the unit is actually useful or not. But just as a little like quick thing, I would say this banner seems to be pretty cool, right? Which is good. That's definitely very, very, very good. So we can see here Vegeta, very good Dokkan Festival character. From what I'm understanding, he seems to be the best Dokkan Festival TUR, at least in my personal opinion. I do think that he is just really, really good. I mean, I think his leader skill, at first I wasn't really a fan of the leader skill, and I feel like the leader skill isn't particularly super really great, but it's still a good leader skill, right? I think King Vegeta seems like he'll be a pretty decent character. I'm not really a fan of his design, but I think you could get around with King Vegeta for sure. And Blue Evolution Vegeta's EZA is here, so he's going to be a really good option. I mean, people are speculating that this Super Saiyan 2 Angel Vegeta could potentially EZA, so that could be cool. We don't know what other potential sub EZAs we could see in this category itself, right? Excuse me, characters that don't belong to the Super Saiyan team is who I'm trying to point out here. We can also potentially run Int Majin Vegeta if you have a Trunks on the team. I think Int Majin Vegeta as a Super Saiyan 2 character, you could throw him on here. Maybe he could be pretty decent, but besides that, Vegeta family is not really that great of a team by itself. However, Super Saiyans does have a lot of really good options. I mean, if you're on GP, you have these two right here. We have the Super Saiyan trio. People are thinking maybe Tech Broly gets EZA. Starter Help Trunks, Future Gohan, also good options here for this team. Physical God Goku you could definitely run here as well. So like you see, you're just scrolling down, there's a bunch of nice options here. On global, you can run this STR Kefla. I think that could be good. I mean, I guess you have Ajo Bardock. This Super Saiyan Gohan actually on JP. I think he's not, was he not in the global Dokkan data download? No, not yet. He's not on the global Dokkan data download yet. But this Super Saiyan Gohan here, I actually like him quite a bit. If there's a full Super Saiyan's rotation, he does give he does have a 70% chance to dodge. I guess the only thing is that he only supports super class allies, right? So he does not support the new Vegeta, who's extreme class, which does suck. And then I guess we have Transforming Trunks as well. You could potentially use them on JP and like let's say movies, boss rush, right? These very long events. Future Gohan, right? There's a bunch of neat little options here. So his leader skill is nice. I think he's very powerful. Super Saiyan Vegeta, I think in particular, seems like he's gonna be kind of crazy against these bosses, man. I'm excited to use this guy once he's actually officially in game. Someone for him, see what he's gonna do in this difficult type of content. But that is everything regarding this Vegeta here. King Vegeta, again, he seems like he'll be a decent character. He can get the 36% reduction, which is, nothing really too special. He does give this support, which I believe this does add together, right? Because it's Pure Saiyans and Vegeta family category allies. So this actually adds up to 60% attack and defense to basically Vegeta characters as support, which is really good. Actually, I didn't see it worked that way when he first officially, I should probably make a video for this guy today. Yeah, I might do that. Just make a quick video for him. But this support does add together like that. He also gives 18% crit chance. That's 36% crit, which is good. Because actually, this Vegeta doesn't even have crit in his kit besides the active skill. Now, this is the one thing I don't like. If there's a Vegeta on the same turn, he gives 90% attack and defense, and then all allies key plus 3 and 30% attack and defense when performing a super. But like again, that's when he performs the super. So he's going to be a slot 3 character most of the time, right? So I don't think you're going to be putting this guy in slot 1, especially because he gets this 90%, this 50%, right? But if you're somehow able to put this guy in slot 1, this is going to be a massive buff if Vegeta's on the rotation, because he's giving 60% base stats and then 90% multiplicative. That's going to be huge for Vegeta. But I feel like, you know, most of the time this guy is going to be a slot 3 character, so that 30% stats is only going to be really used in like very niche situations for other characters, but mostly himself is what I'm trying to say here. But I think he'll be good. I think he'll be good. Because I don't want to say good, but you know, he'll be a nice character overall, right? I'm not feeling this King Vegeta here, but at least he only needs the 3 EGO key spheres, or the 3 key spheres here. You really want the 3 EGO key spheres, which since he does change the orbs, you can very easily set it up because you know which orbs he changes specifically, which is, I think, so helpful that he changes a specific type of orb to a specific type of orb. This is good. If it's like random keys for the EGL, that's doo-doo. That sucks. Okay, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. This is the first time he's returning both on Global and JP. I think that you could still get use of him on JP really, really well. Global, he doesn't really fit that great in like the Fusions of Masu meta. I don't really like him in like the Fusions of Masu kind of situation, but Omega Shenron, I think this guy could be really good in. At least he's on Global, but I feel like, you know, people are like Omega Shenron, right? You know, seeing the 9th anniversary fights, but speaking of that, I think this guy actually is pretty good in some of these 9th anniversary fights. I think you can really have this guy look good against like the movies boss rush. I think is where this guy could look very, very powerful. I think you could make this guy look good in a lot of these longer content, like Sword of Hope Trunks' fight. I think this guy could end up looking good. Let's see, what other fight? I guess the Gogeta fight, this guy could also be very helpful in. Yeah, I think a lot of those fights, the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, especially because it's more so like you can get full power out. And full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku is just really, really, really nasty. Very, very powerful. The only thing is that, like, his guard lasts for the turn, but it's like by the end of the fight you're gonna get this guy out anyways. If you get Uwa on turn 5, then you get Super Saiyan 4 Goku full power out on like turn 7. Then it's like that's like near the end of the fight anyways, and he will have that guard for the 1 turn. He still has the 50% reduction in slot 1 no matter what. So I like this guy quite a bit. I'm a really, really big fan of what this full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku is specifically. I think he's still really powerful. Like, by himself as a baseline, would he be, like, top 10 in the game? Like, level? I'm not sure. He'd be around that level, though. Like, maybe like, 8 to 10 level. Just because there's so many powerful characters that came out during the anniversary. But this guy could still hold up really well. Maybe, but I probably would rank, like, top 20 rather than like top 10, but at the point it's like he's still a good character, so I think it's nice. And again, this is the first time he's returning, so I think he's worth to get. If you're asking about red coin specifically, I might make a separate video about that, maybe taking him into some of this difficult content because he'll be available with red coins again. But I think you know, with this new content GP, he will be looking better, so that's good for him. God Goku. I think God Goku still could work pretty nicely even post 9th anniversary. It's very rare for TURs like to be able to survive like a power increase jump, right? Or like a power jump increase is what I'm trying to say. And this guy is one of the characters I think still does work really, really well. Just because he has the guard, the 60% dodge, the stacking, right? So like even as a floating unit, this guy is able to work perfectly fine. Especially if you have a Rainbow Orb Changer on the team, this guy is able to get his 6 orbs pretty easily. Without the Rainbow Orb Changer, it could be very troublesome if you're like floating this guy around and like prioritizing orbs for other characters. But other than that, yeah, I think this God Goku is still really good, I think. And you probably don't transform to Super Saiyan Goku anymore. Maybe like still like at the very end of fights you can transform to Super Saiyan Goku, but most of the time I just stay in God Goku for the fight. Honestly, I don't remember the last time I really used the Super Saiyan Goku active skill. I think I used it once in the Beast Gohan fight, being fair, but before that it's like I used it once since he came out. So I just never used Super Saiyan Goku specifically. But God Goku himself, I like him quite a bit. Maybe after that 6 turn like pass runs out, he will just be hitting a lot weaker. But that's really it, and I don't really care because I view this guy as a defensive character anyways. When he's like fully built with this 50% attack, I think he could do like, you know, triple 10 mil attack stats, right, range, which is like good. I think that's like good but not great, if you guys get what I mean, especially because it doesn't have any built-in crit. But dude, crits built in is huge. It's huge for damage nowadays. Like, you need crit if you want to be a damage unit really badly in this 9th anniversary, because there's so many characters with like that have like super, like so many bosses with like super high defense stats, or they reduce damage if you to 0 if you don't do a certain amount of damage. Like Beast Gohan, if you don't do 3 more damage to him, in terms of the damage you actually deal to him, you go back down to 0 damage. With God Goku is like a character who's like, he could triple super, but then he does 0 damage in all of them, right? But he's good. He's good. In Majin Vegeta, still would be a decent character. I feel like he's not that great anymore, but I think you can get away with him as a floater potentially, maybe even on this Vegeta's team. But, you know, we're getting to a point where he's 2 years old now, man. Trunks specifically, like, you know, there is the sort of Hope Trunks, but like, if we take a look at other Trunks characters, people really like Super Trunks, so if you're a Super Trunks fan, sure. But besides that, I'm like, what? Like, you're not really running this guy. To be fair, this guy counts, huh? The Super Saiyan Trio, they're really good. So if you have them, actually, this works really, really well. So that's good, right? If you need to run Majin Vegeta on the team, but you also have these guys, that could work out. Like, you can get Majin Vegeta to look pretty decent, because again, he has the 50% reduction if you get the 6 Ki Spheres, which is not the easiest, but as long as you get the 6 Ki Spheres, I think he'll be pretty decent against most of the normals in the game even now. Super attacks, he probably would still just die, right, against a lot of these like 2 mil plus supers. But I think normals, if he's like at 500, 600, 700k defense with 50% reduction, I think against normal attacks, he'll be obviously just perfectly fine, because normals at most are hitting like 1 mil range, right? For the most part, there are some certain situations like the Gogeta Blue fight, where post super attack, he hits from 1.8 mil normals. But, like, you could attack lower him too, and again, that's like post his super, which, you know, might not always be instant. I guess, to be fair, this guy will be a floating character anyway, so, I mean, those normals would hurt him really badly, but besides that, he'll be fine, right? So yeah. And again, other Trunkses, like, again, sort of Hope Trunks, Super Trunks, right? I guess Super Trunks would be good, because at the end you could use the Ghost Usher. So I mean, Super Trunks could actually potentially work on this team, because this guy is Android Cell Saga, right? So if you get another character besides his like LR Future Gohan, that can be good. There's a potential that this guy's in the banner. I don't know for sure. I mean, all we see right here is these characters. So maybe he's on the banner, maybe he's not. If he is on the banner, I think that'll be a really good W, because when's the last time this guy was featured? He was featured on, again, you gotta keep scrolling, his EZA banner, and then he was featured on the H.O. Bardock original release. So I think this guy might very easily be featured here. It'll be really good if he is featured, I think, because he is actually a good character. I think people, I don't know, I've seen people like underrate him a little. I think this guy is great for like a 2015 character, right? He's 2015, man. They should have added a defense raise to the turn, is all I would say, or like greatly lower attack at bare minimum. I don't know why they didn't change the super attack effect. I think that's just really dumb. Like, they don't have to always change it. They could be like, I don't know, because they're like, we're worried about balance purposes, you know. I guess we're like these really far in the future characters who have like super good super attack effects, but then these characters suffer, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, they don't need it though, but I feel like it would have been nice if he had something like that, in my opinion. But he's still good. He's still really good. I like him. So I think he'd be W if he's on the banner. I mean, if the banner is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? We would have 2 more units in the banner based on God Goku's banner. It was 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think you would return. So if we, let's say they're not putting Angel Bardock here. They're not putting you here. Well, they could put Raditz on here, I guess. Who else could they feature? So this was April last year. Maybe Kale's on this banner. Kale is a pure Saiyan character. I mean, funny enough, if Kale ends up being on the banner, that's actually good. I think Kale it's actually on global. Kale's actually pretty good. But Kale just returned on the did she not just return on that Tournament of Power like Android's banner on global Kale? So I'm not sure if she would be there. I mean, I guess we just had this banner, huh? On global, Raditz was just there. I could see Kale featured actually, because okay. Well, there's also this banner as well. Where's the Tournament of Power Androids banner? I mean, it was in. Yeah, she was right here. I mean, God Goku's gonna return anyways, so Kale could return. They could put Kale here. Yeah, for sure. And then I don't know, who would replace Ejo Bardock? I don't know. Just they put like transforming Vegeta, Super Vegeta. Like we can see STR Super Vegeta. We can see transforming Vegeta. Right, these characters not really good. The transforming Vegeta, if transforming Vegeta was good, that would have been so cool. Physical Turles they get thrown on here. We'll see. But even if the last two characters suck, if it's these 6 characters here, like especially maybe Mata Vegeta isn't gonna be that great, but like these 5 I think are really good for difficult content. Well, dang. Well, I think this guy you could run a difficult content. He'll be good for the new Vegeta. I'll still include all of these characters as decent, good. Yeah, so I mean that's 6 overall W's compared to 2 L's potentially. That'd be good. Even if it's 5, just these 5 here, and there's like no one else good on the banner, it's not bad at all for sure. Still, so let me know if you guys are gonna summon. I think that it's fine to summon here. But let's see the full banner to be 100% concrete. I mean, at the end of the day, this is the banner, right? So I think it will be a nice place to put your stones in. If we talk about what's upcoming on global, keep in mind Dragon Fist Goku and the Hirudegarn, like the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Hirudegarn, should be out at the end of the month. For GP, it's just the April Dokkan Fest. It could be Rose, it could be someone else entirely, we don't know. Part 2 Alar, Yellow Coin, might be both versions here. Golden Week is in May, then, you know, June is a normal Dokkan Fest. We don't know what's going to happen in global from here, so that's just the next 3 months. Anniversary, keep in mind that is in July on global. Tanabata will also be in July on JP. We'll see. Thanks y'all for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.